think we should be live. And refresh my thingy. Start the music. Check how the levels are, and it's pretty good. So, anyways, welcome to today's stream. It's been a while, I know, but what's it called? College has been kicking my butt. Anyways, I was going through the sprite's resource, and going through various submissions led me to this. I forgot about this sheet until now. The actual controls are so much better now for the sprite's resource. But while the actual Genesis version of the sprites are fine, you could really tell when it becomes Sonic Advance edits. It's really easy for Tails. So he got his normal sprites. Then he becomes very lanky. And has this advanced face. And then it just goes on the rest. Until he eventually goes back to a Sonic 3 design. I find this sheet really funny and goofy. And of course, Amy, she didn't, since this is a modern Sonic game, well, supposed to be, her sprites are just entirely, this mixture of Advance and, Sonic 3. But I do like this Tails sprite that's here. Anyways, moving on. Going back to... Gotta not mess around with some things. Going back to some things here. We gotta check on... So, where we last left off, we added this background, and we added shields. And then my voice was hurting a lot, so I hopped off, for the night after that. But, for this stream, I'm planning on, finishing up the shields, how they work. Then, what's it called? And then it's working on, badniks and stuff like that. I at least want to fully finish a moto bug. Because that's your standard, or most of the well-known Sonic badnik. But yeah. Oh yeah, last stream we had other characters. But, where is it? We have other characters. But stream 6, when we added it, I believe it was, we didn't have, the life icon change. But now, well, if it's just a simple fix, now we got a changing life icon. So there is, as I goof around here with Tails, there is a few things we want to fix with the shields. We want to get the invincibility part of it completely done. So invincibility, doing its, after images. Well, not really after images. The flying battery, background, yeah, I don't blame you. This background is actually taken from a bit of a farther level in the game. It's taken from Launch Base Zone, for the final boss part. Anyways, with the shields, we gotta get the player colors corrected. And, what's it called? And then, the invincibility shield, fully working. Speaking of invincibility, let's give that a go. Lift. We go into player. We go into collisions. My voice is echoing a lot. Give me one quick second, please. Does this sound any better? Hello, debug mode. It's echoing a lot. I'm going to, helps if I'm talking a lot to actually diagnose the issue. YouTube, bring me to the live, please. Talk, yap. Is this working? If I'm talking a lot to actually diagnose. It is not. That's not good. Sorry, I don't know why it's echoing. It's not picking... Oh! I know why it's echoing. How about now? No, so what the issue was, I don't know why this happened. I changed up my voice changer, so I'm now using, FL Studio, so I can get, like, more unique voices, I can tweak them, stuff like that. How about now? But, when I was changing it to my cable input, for some reason, it duplicated my microphone. So that's why it was echoing. Let's bring that music back on so you have something to listen to while I speak. Make that a bit dimmer. There we go. So basically, yeah, it was just, my mic was duplicated. And this duplicated microphone part did not have, like, all the settings I have on my normal mic input. So I had a way, lower noise gate. So my nearby fan was being picked up as well, when that doesn't normally happen. But this should be working now. And I'm sorry for that, I didn't catch it sooner. But hey. I was changing something up, so I didn't expect it to be fully perfect. So, where we're at, we want to go. First we need to work on the player, shield color. Yeah, we got our invincibility sparkles. We could do this in a few ways. You found your new favorite Sonic theme? What would that be? And while we wait for your answer, I'm going through a few things. Build underscore clone. Okay. Launch Space Act 1. When you say original, there's a few different originals. There is the prototype versions, which are used in every other release. But when Sonic 3 is, like, rarely re-released, it uses, like, a horrible recreation of these original prototype themes. But there's also the Michael Jackson, versions as well. Responding to Big Ol' Boy Scatto, Big Ol' Boy Catto, I myself am learning Godot because it's lightweight and easy to use. I did do some Roblox Studio before, but that wasn't really a good option, I guess. Roblox Studio, it is, like, a really good spot to start off. It's more, I wouldn't call it lightweight, but it's easier to learn. It uses Lua, which people say is one of the better, better beginning coder, like, it's a better beginning coding language than, like, let's say, like, instantly starting out with, like, C#, for example. But with Roblox Studio, unlike if you learn Python or JavaScript, it's harder to take that and put it in other engines. Because a lot of engines do not use Lua. They use, like, JavaScript, Python-like things like GDevelop or Godot. And then you got Unity using, I think it was C#. Right now I am setting up the clones. Unless I don't put it here. I don't think I put it there. Okay. Objects, shields, and invincibility. We need to organize this here. Actually, before I get sidetracked, Godot. Well, there isn't as much documentation on it as there would be for Unity and Unreal Engine. Godot is a really good choice since, like you said, it's lightweight. It's open source, too. And it uses, like, its own version of Python. And there's already been, like, a bunch of example projects. Like, you got the Sonic Worlds Next, I think it was called. You have that on Godot, which is pretty good. And a lot of Sonic fan games are being made in Godot. There is that Ordinary Sonic fan game, which is a recreation of that one ROM hack. But it is made in Godot. And it's pretty like close to the original. The only thing that is that's like different from the original is like the slight mix match of like palettes and like some other effects. I didn't know Godot was like a browser thing, but that's cool that you could use it on the browser. With Roblox and like 2D games, yeah, it's basically impossible. It has the same issue that Unreal Engine has, where it's like a primarily 3D engine, and like the only 2D stuff that there is like UI elements. Anyways. Okay. That's the condition. So we need to go here, shields, animation by name, invincibility. And now we can set the clones. Animate shadow clones. Set it to that. Number of clones, I think it was 3. 1, fade speed, 0, 0. Base layer, shields, Z order. -1. Oh, I was working on that. Okay, I gotta redo that. Shields. Z order. -1. There we go. Match the scales. Match anything, everything, really. Number shadow clones 3. Make that 2, 0, and 0. Yes, debug mode 18. I will be releasing this once I have Green Hill Zone fully created. But if like my entire series gets to like, let's say like, my target with the engine is just to remake Sonic 1. I will be making like a more like advanced version later down the line once I'm all finished with this and some other projects I want to get out of the way. And that would be like more akin to like simple Sonic worlds for like Click Team Fusion. But back to what I was saying, like let's say if like my series gets like, let's say like 10,000 views like all together. Or actually no, let's make that like 20,000. Since the more I go, the more views it will get in general. I had this, mega link where I archived, besides Stream 5, I forgot to do Stream 5. I archived every single version, after every single stream. So, like, let's say if you don't like a change that was made in, like, let's say Stream 11, you could go to, like, Stream 10 and, like, follow along. And then just remove the part you don't like. But, like, that will only be released, like, if we hit our goal. But, anyways, responding to Ethan, what is the zone order? Is it the same? Yes, it will be the same as the original release. This is only, like, meant to be, like, a simple recreation. It's not supposed to be, like, this all-out, brand-new-looking thing. Since, like, I want it to, like, be simple for people to, like, help start getting into stuff like that. Okay. So now, we got the invincibility. It is not matching the animation. Okay. Do I trigger once this? I do not. It has to stay on. Put that on top. Set that to like 15. That is not how we want it. But hey, we can make this to do like a very simple, bare bones, like player 2 AI. That's cool, for a mod you found. So, okay. I put this at like the very top of everything. If it will let me. There we go. Will we have different results? Of course, changing the numbers too. Trying to see. Kind of hard to tell since this is not like a solid object. Actually, what we're going to do, while we're like getting this up and running, I'm gonna delete that since we don't need that animation whatsoever. And we're gonna set this to. We don't want to do that. We're going to set this to a different sprite that would be easier to use, such as. Let's use Sonic's jump ball. Lots of mods will do that because in the level select, most of the time, it stays, I did not want to duplicate. It stays to whatever, like, the game sets it because it's something that you probably wouldn't see, like, in a normal playthrough. Okay. So we see it now there's a layering issue with our thing. It's not the end of the world, that's like a simple fix. Okay. Here. Got all of this. What is our Z order of everything? Players 1. I set shield for like 3. These players, I think, are 1 as well. We gotta find when our player is created. So we go to player. We do not specify a Z order. I will set this one to 2. And it still spawns in an incorrect order. What was your suggestion anyways? Since, while it might not help or not be implemented here, you could always use it on your own things, and viewers can also be inspired by it too. Okay. Okay. That would be fun, but that I don't think that'd be like super necessary. I want to find Z order. The older version. Okay. 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 We can, welcome back, anyways, we can change how we do this. Keep this. Make sure our points. Okay, we don't have to worry. Let's not worry about the points right now. Okay. What we want to do. Okay. This goes down here. Or we can just cut it. There we go. Okay. What we want to do, we're going to look in here, see how they do it. Okay. So we're looking. Primary object. Okay. Great. Okay. We want to create an object. We're actually gonna do trigger once. Create an object, add shields. What happened, to you, Ethan? And then change this to Y. Back to school's a fun thing. Field clone number. There we go. It has a variable. Int variable value, shield clone number, set to 3. I'll have this go 2 more times. Each time we bring that down. Okay. Now we want to, I think, for each object, we're gonna do shields clone. Okay. I'm gonna look into effects. Not effects, extensions. And just do follow. Okay, we're gonna do a simple search, because it's been a while since I've done this. I know how to do this. I've done it in, like, a project I did, like, 2 years ago. But I do not remember it off the back of my head. So we're just gonna look up what to do. How to make an enemy follow the player. This is a 3-minute tutorial created by bturtle, and hopefully this has what we want. So we're going to
And I've added platform object.
pathfinding.
Now I've deactivated the rotate object because we don't want that to be on because this is just that'll be only move whenever it wants, which is that to be. Now choose object.
Hello everyone,
This should, I think this is like the same
so,
thing.
let's add some lives.
This tutorial is by Wishforge Games.
UI element, so that equals to then
Okay.
our enemy, which I called follow, and we add some force to it towards an object. So it will start to move towards our player. And this is the speed that you can set up for the movement. That's how slow or fast it should move. In my case, I'll just put 100 here, okay? So let me test this out.
Okay.
Okay, so basically outside of the...
I remember, something from a while ago. Board. As your first time enemy. Okay, let's see what's here that we can work with. Okay. I wonder what's under artificial intelligence. I'm not sure. Board. That's that. Enemy. This would be useful. So we're gonna add that. Target. Okay. Common projectile. Let's see what this has in store. Like, event-wise. I'm gonna go to shield clones and see what we can add using this. Never mind, it's in the events. Close that, and we can close this. Actually, let's interpret this string. Okay. So this heads to history. Okay. Sorry that it is not too entertaining right now. Once again, I'm trying to figure something out. Let's see what, target object. Okay, 0, 0. Max this out. Oh, max it out. Max speed, it would be player collision hedgehog. speed. And we're gonna have this be the absolute value. I will not be creating any music. I'll be using the game's audio. We can set this to max. Okay. Our friend is not moving. Rotate speed, initial speed. Okay. Not follow us. Okay. Deactivate that. Put the shadow clone back on. Primary object, that one. Well, I think it was either 3 or 2. 5 frames, fade speed 0, shrink speed 0, base layer 2, match. Hello, Brooke Delcambry. Am I able to... Okay. Checking something real quick. Okay. Match angle, match animation frame. And just match everything. Okay. So... Now, wait a minute. That is the wrong thing. Okay. I wanted to follow shields, not the shield clones. Okay. Welcome, to my stream, and thank you for, saying that my profile was nice. Animation? No. So we can have our ball. There we go. So, when we are looking at this, the object that should be, like, last is appearing in front. And that's not really how shadow clones work. So let's see how... Hello, Metro Z bot. Welcome to the stream. We're going to see how the old version of this works. It does the exact same thing. Okay. Okay, I guess we'll just change the opacity just for, like, just for, like, our viewing pleasure. I want to, have, like, the stars be, what's it called? They're not in the correct order. We can check this and see if we can find how the Z order is calculated. Clone Z value. And we could do it minus clones. Created. Variable value. Okay. No. I have to deny that, Ethan. Right now it is green because the green is like a debug color. What I'm going to do, it will change its color for the shield and invincibility based on what your, like, player's color is. That's how you'd see it, like, work in, like, ROM hacks. For example, if you were to play Sonic 2 and Knuckles, if the shield would be, like, if either Sonic or Tails, it will appear blue. But if you change to Knuckles, he does not share the blue color whatsoever. So he will have his shield be gray. But a lot of ROM hacks, when they replace a character, they replace the blue with whatever, like, the main color is. So, like, let's say, for example, you replace Sonic in Sonic 1 with Tails, and replace the blue with, like, his orangish yellow. The shields, the star, monitors, a lot of things will be changed to that new color. Okay. Order. Okay. Okay. Primary. Okay. Minus. Okay. Let's see how this works. So now we have the, like, balls, for example, appearing in the correct order. It sucks that this order is not really correct. Since you see the ball is going behind, like, the level stuff. And we don't want that. So we got the idea. Okay. What if we remove this and go here and times this by -1? So it should do the inverse. Never mind, it broke it. Cut to shadow clones created. Yeah, value. This. So what we can do, we can do the quote-unquote lazy way out of this. You know, our player is, like, put on 1. So we can put this to 6. We can have things that will definitely appear in front of the player. That's not right. 6. So we have that 6. 6 will be like our shield graphics. And there we go. So now, it will appear in front of... Well, appear correctly. So we can go back to our gameplay test. Go here. Go to our graphics. Objects. Shields. And we could go back to our invincibility, add that back. And hopefully our point system stays the same. Okay. Now we have one issue where the stars, they're slightly out of sync. Since if we were to change this to 0 empty frames between it, there'd be little to no trail. But when we do it this way, the animation is perfectly synced. And while that might be nice right now, that's not exactly what we want. Okay. What we're gonna do, set this to 4. Match animation frame? No. Because it will not, in theory, it will never speed up. No, it's created at different times. So what we want to do... Okay. So we go here. So for... Shield is an invincibility. We're gonna make a sub-event to where it repeats repetition of a scene timer, sure. Go back. Go here, grab this number. I don't know if you know what's happening, but my VHS player is making strange sounds lately. I have no idea what's happening there. I've never... I've never had one. I never had one, so I don't know how to fix one. That time's there. Fields. Hard frame. Set to +1. Have this for those clowns. Then we go here, head back here, set this to 10, and we set this to 10 as well. And we can remove the default shield from the clone because that is not being cloned. Okay. It worked. Once. Uh, 0.1. It animates, but it doesn't change the speed. Okay. Add. One. Add. Oh, we want add. One. Here, grab this number. Uh-oh. It is not liking that whatsoever. X. There we go. Okay. Everything is dying. There we go. Hello, Blue Star Ally Studios. Right now, I'm just trying to get the invincibility shield to be animated properly. Yeah, every 0.1 seconds then. It animates only for a tiny bit. What if we duplicate this? Just frame this differently. I'm doing good, Blue Star Allies. Just trying to get this to work, because it does not sync the animation perfectly. And that's just a bummer. So, okay. Where we're at... Okay. Here, grab this number. Runs about like 14 frames a second. Oh. Thank you. There will be more parts. Since we don't even have like a Eggman or a Robotnik, if you want to call him that. But yeah, we don't even have Green Hill Zone. We don't have a lot of things. Delete that. Set that to 14 and see what that does. Okay, you know what? We got to cut our losses and set things properly. So here we go. Go here, put this to 14 as well. So, shields right now will not animate properly. That sucks, but that's how it is for right now. Well, the invincibility shield. It gets all goofy looking. Okay. Set this to player. Just player. Player animations. Z order. +1. There we go. So now when we have our invincibility, we got our little trail. But if we stand in one spot, you see where the issues come up. I need to find the Z order for the player sprite. Because it gets created. And that's about it. I don't want to be in direction or angle, for example. Anyways, I'm gonna load up a sprite. We're going to go into our files. Go to here. As for GB Studio, we go to our objects, shields, and we grab our stars. Now we got the color palette, and this color palette is exactly the same as the Sonic palette, but there is a few colors. All the blues are replaced with these bright greens that do not fit the Genesis color palette. What we want to do... we close this. Go here. And we're going to start playing with some effects. So, in theory, we can have it so where... Okay. My two viewers who are in the stream right now. Do we do what... Like how it's more like in Genesis games? Actually, pause on that. I gotta think how I'm doing this. If I do it like that, this game's gonna start tanking. What I was going to do, I was gonna ask, hey, how do you want me to do this? Would you want me to go have it where every, like, sprite that would use the player's sprite palette, it'd be all dynamically changing? So, like, Eggman glasses, like the motobugs, everything would be changed. Colors based on whatever current player you are. That tanks performance, since that will use a lot of effects. And I can't use it, like a simple, like, 4-layer effects, because... No, what's it called? What if we have water? When we enter water, we're unable to, like, change it super dynamically. Since we're unable to change it super dynamically, we will have to use, like, multiply for it, and that'll just break any color palette thing. The current song name is The Heat Waves from Super Monaco GP. If you want to access this playlist, it is currently in the description of this stream. Okay. Check how long we've been live for. We've been live for an hour for now. So now, we gotta go in here, make some effects. Color replace. Add new. Go to... You've guessed it. Color replace. One more time. Color replace. And I lied to you. This is one more time. Color replace. We're gonna go to our player. They do not have any fur changing stuff. Okay. What we want to do. See. Even GDevelop warns you. When you're using a lot of effects. Since this is a simple recolor, it shouldn't do that much. Anyways, Blue Star Allies, it's okay that you didn't check the description, no one does. I had this, like, the description mainly for, like, a brief, like, statement of what's going to happen in the stream. And more of, like, an introduction. And then I have, the music credits. The music credits for the Be Right Back music, which, someone I knew made, and the music that is currently in this stream. I usually like to go pop in compilations. So I'm not going through a playlist, which I can... If that hits, like, what's it called? Like, hits radio or something, we can start getting copyrighted music, and that's no good. But I also like to grab playlists which actually have, like, the labels of the song names. Just for, like, ease of navigation. For all of these, let's set this to 0. There we go. Now we're gonna go here, grab this, go back. We're just gonna replace all of our colors. And actually, I might do that, my idea, in a more simple way. I just copy that from there and put it in. If so, that'd be really nice. I can! That's so cool. So, I can go here, just press it, Control C. Instead of having to press it, go to here and grabbing this value directly. Of course, we're just gonna place that in place. Okay. So now, our main shield object is now pure white. And that's exactly what we want. We're gonna go to, back to here, we go to objects, we go to shields, and we change the fading to 0. The app to the right, this one with the face, that kind of looks like the one block from Mario World. This app is called Sprite. It is paid, but there is a version of it that's free. This is like any pixel artist's best friend. I've been doing a lot more with Sprite now, and I haven't been using Photoshop as much. Give me a quick second. Had to sneeze. Photoshop is a really good platform, but when it comes to like managing palettes, stuff like that, it's not the best. And when you export a sprite, it cuts out any colors that are not being used. But if Sprite, it does not do that, and it's just way more. It is spelled. Let me type it in chat for you. It is spelled Sprite. Did I spell that right, actually? I want to make sure. Okay, I did. You're welcome. So now, we go into here. We're gonna go to effects and go in here, go to player, color, _1. Do the same thing here, but for 2. And we just go down the line. 4. Okay. So now we can copy all of this and add it to objects that would be using it. Paste. Go to base Sonic. Paste. Paste. Okay. Sonic Origins Plus is a fun thing. Just, remember, it is recreations, and you do not get the original Genesis ROMs when you buy Sonic Origins Plus. Okay. So now, we gotta do something a little fun. We're gonna go to graphics, players, grab all of our Sonic sprites, open, players, tails, grab all of our Tails sprites. And now we take this goofy like bright green color and replace it. We do not want to press that remap palette button because it tries to find the closest colors. So now we got our green gang. Let's save that. Cancel. PNG files. Save. Yes. To make sure that's done correctly, we're gonna hop into the Sonic thing. And it took a bit for everything to load. But we now have our green Sonic. What do you mean, how do you open a sprite? Can you describe your issue a bit more for me, please? Ooh, that's chugging. Okay. So now, we're going to change it so where every sprite, where it would use the player's palette, we will, well, like everything that makes sense. I'm not going to do it with everything, but I am doing it for the player, the shield, and probably the life icons. Variables, effects, copy. The reason why, responding to Ethan Thirst, and I'll get the Blue Star Allies. The reason why Sega did not want Christian Whitehead to create a Sonic 3 port is most likely due to music licensing. Since, as you, what's it called? If you don't know, Michael Jackson and his team composed a decent amount of songs for, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Such as Ice Cap, Launch Base, Carnival Nights. Sega does not have the original rights to the songs in those games. So every single re-release of Sonic 3 after the Sega Genesis use the what's it called? The prototype versions of the songs. But most of the time when these were used, it was recreated, not the best. So now, we have a fully white fox over here. With a fully white star shield and everything. Although, we gotta add this to our HUD display. We go here, paste. Now we gotta go to our HUD display itself. Go to graphics. We go to HUD related and grab our life counters. Organize this a bit better. Or we can be smart about it. And just replace the palette. I go here, undo that, copy, paste, right, color mode, indexed, right, color mode, indexed. Okay. That song has been public for a really long while. I think it was like public around the time of like 2014, 2012. But when it came to Origins, Christian Whitehead was not the only one who worked on it. They used his engines, yes, but it wasn't just him working on it. It wasn't just him doing all of the creative directions. Sega had influence over the whole project. So if they wanted to do something that Sega did not allow, it doesn't get done. It sucks, yes, but that's how working for corporations go. Well, not corporations, like companies. That's how working for anyone goes. Okay. So now, for right now, everything that uses the player palette that we want to use the player palette is now completely white. We can have this color be completely pink. We can have this color be basically anything we want, but I have it white because that's the default. So now we're going to get a scene group. I'm going to name this player palette affected. And now we add objects that are affected by the player's palette. And we go through all of these and add them one by one. And that is all of our sprites affected by the player palette right now. We don't want to add any variables. The Sonic & Knuckles collection did the recreation of the prototype palette, not the palettes, the prototype tracks the best because it wasn't a recreation made by some other guy. It is taking the direct music file that's like using the Genesis and throwing it onto a MIDI. And due to that, that is like a no interference version of the original song that Sega has released. Okay. Now we're gonna do something a bit fun. We're going to go to not properties and icons. We're going to go to global variables. We're going to go to have our abilities, which you don't need to be messing with that right now. Because it's basically a completely owned thing. We're going to go to make a new variable called player palettes. We're going to make this a structure. We're gonna name this. Go to settings, character. Grab like whatever our current character would be. So we have it be base Sonic. Make this a structure once again. And I'm gonna have normal. Structure that again. We're gonna have super. Make that a structure. Actually, we will not make super. We will most likely have Supersonic here in this recreation. We will not make Super because it's best for us to fully fledge this out. So now we're going to name this 0, make a one final structure, and then have color _1, set the text. Actually, we can do something even smarter. I'm gonna go here, effects, yoink this directly. I'm gonna go back to here. I have it as that. I just keep on doing the rest of them. I've done a I wouldn't say very similar. I've done a somewhat similar system to this, but for a whole project to recreate the NES palette system. I would show you the project, but what's it called? It broke. I don't know how it broke. I don't know where to fix it since it's been a while. Oh, but the only thing that breaks is like the current background color. Be right back, I'm gonna grab a drink. Well, I'm taking a sip of my drink. Okay. So basically, we have our colors here. 0 is the animation frame. And like when we do super, we'll have the other, and we'll have like 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is like the frames of like the super palette flashing. So, what we're going to have to do, we go here. We cannot copy that directly. We're going to do a dual wield of sorts. So we're going to have that up, and we're going to type down these numbers, the RGB values, which these are multiples of 36 up to, we don't want to have it that, we can't use the hex code. These are multiples of 36 up to 252. There's many other versions you could use. There's like the version using the mobile ports, which is multiples of 32, going up to, I don't remember off the top of my head, but you get the point. They'd go up by like different numbers until they reach the quote-unquote max number. Okay. So now we got that done. We're gonna maximize this, maximize this. So now we're going to save, so we don't want to lose all that variable writing. And this is where I know this from basically off the top of my head, since I really love messing with color palettes. You want to go. We got our variables. We got our player palettes. And this goes into base Sonic, goes to normal, and goes to 0. So we're going to put this on top. We're gonna do just have it be whenever. So we want to go to player palette affected. We want to go to effect, property, string, color 1, new color. And what we want to do, this gets fun, since we want to go to player, go to player palettes, put brackets, and this would be settings, character, and current. We add a dot, we go to normal, 0, and color 1. We're going to set our current character. Actually, no, we won't do that just yet. And as we go down, we just change our number. Set this to 3. Set this to 4. And then we're going to change these to be the same number as we set in the little big string that we had. So now we're going to read out what this string does. Since you might be like, oh, how are you using a bracket and it's not yelling at you? So it goes here, it goes to player sprites, but for its next value, instead of having a dot and then having whatever it will be, we put it in we put brackets, and then we can reference anything we want. So lots of the time, what I do, I use this to reference a different variable's value, So we can easily reuse the same script, well, the same string without, like anything, like, breaking. For, like, example, Tails being blue. Or if you want to talk about a real example, Knuckles being blue. Bluckles, my favorite. But, as you see how it is now, if we go and press start, everything that uses a player's color is now black. Black is the default color when it is a value that is either non-existent or unable to be a color value. So let's say I were to put in the hex code instead of the RGB code. That is. Basically, the reason why that is happening, we do not have this for base Tails. It's only here for base Sonic. So if we were to change our current character to base Sonic, now we have what I believe it was. Where is it? Someone recommended, okay, yeah, Ethan recommended for the shields to be blue. This is where that comes in. I messed something up. Okay. Okay. Something is not right. So, now we go in and troubleshoot it. We add quotations. That doesn't fix anything. So we know it's not a quotation issue. Okay. Players, palettes, base Sonic, normal, 0. Player palettes, base Sonic, normal, 0, player color, whatever. And this is referencing string. Responding to Blue Star Allies, if you don't mind me asking, how did you get this idea of wanting to make Sonic 1 in GDevelop? I've had this idea for a long while. It's something I've attempted a few times, but I've lost motivation along the way. Excuse me. And I haven't gotten far into it. I'm in a server called, I think it's either Sonic Develop or Sonic GDevelop. It is, mainly ran by one of my friends, but, like, I'm a heavy contributor to the server. So, my friend, they were more of the modern Sonic physics person, and I was more of the classic Sonic. If you go very, very far into, the very early days of that server, you can see a classic Sonic, gameplay test posted by a deleted account. That was one of my old accounts. So I've been in this for quite a while, but... Sorry. But I've never, released anything about it. But... how do I want to say it? A few weeks ago, I've gotten the motivation to do this again, but I also wanted to get back into YouTube. I've done, what's it called? I think it's safe for me to check my own channel now without having my live stream up. But my first ever stream on this channel was me playing Sonic.exe The Disaster Reborn. I almost threw my mouse across my mouse pad. I was like, hey, this was fun. I want to get into video making and streaming more. Because I like to give out, well, not really give out, but I love to what's it called? Entertain people. Because I love, like, watching YouTubers. Sometimes, like, I'm inspired about some of the things they do. But I had this project I want to do, and I have the will, and I want to stream and record stuff for people. This project was going to be open source anyways. So, whoops. This project was going to be open source anyways. So what I did, where's my mouse? There it is. I was like, hey, I want to stream. I want to release this project once it's finished. Why not stream the process of me making this? And that's how we've ended up here, 8 streams in. And we're still going strong. So what we're going to do... Alright. So we're just going to set this to base Sonic for right now. Later, we will change this to be proper. If this breaks, we know something else broken, it wasn't our strength. Something else broken, it wasn't our strength. So now we gotta figure out what's breaking. If we were to set this to Sonic, okay. Sonic is still breaking. Okay. Now we want to figure out why he's breaking. Okay. I've done something before, which... I've done something very similar to this before. I don't fully remember, apparently. So we are going to do something fun. We're going to go to GDevelop. Head to my Mario project. I know, a Mario project in a Sonic stream. That's unheard of. We go here. This is really old. We're just going to do autosave. Let me show this off. Besides, like, this background color of the bright teal, everything works fine. And we could go wahoo, jump, jump. You could grab a power-up, for example. And, like, it's mostly fine. And the main reason why I did it like this is because you can go into global variables, go to palette schemes, and grab this Rockman 9, and once we launch it, the whole color palette scheme has been completely changed to be more of this more vibrant NES-like that you see on some emulators. But we go here, you can go to palette sheet, and you see it's structured very similar to that. Oof. I'm gonna go to palettes. Okay. Sprite layer ground. Since GDevelop was being very funky, I had to do it differently. Okay. Okay. Oof. That was rough enough, bro. Okay. So this sets it to this value. Okay. want to figure out what's wrong with this. Not number. To string. Yeah, let's see if that works. It does not. Wait. That color's different. I'm gonna set this to 2. 3. Set this 4. Huh. That is not how Sonic is supposed to look. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So something is breaking. Now we gotta figure out where it is breaking. Go to effects. The original color is here. Lower, more exact. Okay. We're going to remove all of that. So now our one color is... We want to actually see if it works for everything. So I'm going to put this back to player palette affected. So now a lot of these colors have this random dark color. So we're gonna go back into variables and try to figure out what's wrong. I'm gonna put this to color 1, color 2, color 3, and color 4. Go here, check the RGB values. RGB 144, 144. Okay. If we have it as this, our color is now set to black. That means the color is not being picked up. We set it to 144. 144, 144, 252. And we put this in quotations. Now we have our correct color. So, go in here. That's what I did. Okay. It had nothing to do with the equation. It was all due to how I did it. So we go here, do settings, character current. There we go. So I figured out the issue. And laugh at me all you want. Instead of having this symbol, I did commas. I'm glad I only did the Sonic's colors with this. But that's why it was breaking. It just didn't know how to read it because it wasn't set in a way where it could be read. So now, I think this is called a semicolon. It has been forever. It's probably not a semicolon. I'm probably sounding really dumb now. But now that I fixed it, our color palette's actually working. So now we're gonna go copy and paste this a few times. And just change it so it goes down to our number 4. Color 3. color 4. And the reason... Okay. So now, let me properly explain what this does. We'll have a... This is, like, very temporary for how we're doing it. We will change this up in a later stream, like, once we, like, add super, stuff like that. So, what happens? It goes to player palette. Now to get, like, figure out, like, what character it goes, which this value would be, like, base Sonic, whatever. And that's, like, how you see in our palette table, as base Sonic, and we'll have, like, base Tails as we go on. You see player palettes, and this string right here gets a value of what that next portion was supposed to be, and then it continues on. But when we get to animating this, we will replace this 0 with something that keeps track of the frame count. So now, everything works. We have Sonic properly Sonicking, in his full blue glory. And the invincibility sparkles are blue. Just like they were meant to be. But, at this current point in time, if we're to go to variables, and set our... What was in settings? We set our current character to Tails. Since we have no player palette specified for him, when we load in as Tails, everything will become black once again. And as we discussed earlier, that is due to no color being defined. And the default of no color being defined is the color black. So, it is just as simple as going into our variables, copying this, pasting it, and name this to base Tails. And now, without changing any variables, it suddenly works. But now, Tails is blue. And although as much as I love the color blue, although purple is my favorite, blue Tails is not right. If I want to have blue on my Tails, it's going to be on his shoes and not his fur. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing like we did with Sonic. I'm going to close this so I don't get confused. I'm going to go back to GDevelop, put it on the side. And now, we go save. And now we go back to our variable tree. And now we're on base Tails. We want to go here and replace these colors with our correct ones. And we just go down the list until we're finished. Using the correct symbols, of course. We don't want another... I say that was like a 15-20 minute debacle of like, how is this breaking? I did everything right. Just to know that I didn't do everything right. The most simple step of inserting the numbers, I did wrong. And that is always important to make sure you double check everything you do. Make sure it's exactly how you want it to be. And we're gonna go back, maximize all of these once again. And now, once we load in, our Tails would be our Tails color, along with the life icon and everything else Tails related. Anything else that is changed by the color palette. So, we got the orange invincibility sparkles. And you can save that. Go into our variables. Not here. We go into our player collision variables. We go to, as invincibility, false. And now we have the normal shield. And now, our normal shield is our Tails color. And if we add Knuckles, the shield color will become red. We forgot to add something to this. We forgot to add player effects. So now, Tails' tails should be a part of this. And only the Tails' tail object that, like, goes separately. So, like, for the skidding, the rolling, the standing, stuff like that. Okay. So now, we finished the shield, and we added something additional, which is the color palettes. Okay. What we want to do, we want to do something a bit more special. We're going to go to Sonic Physics Guide, which this is sourced on Sonic Retro. I might, after I'm done with today's stream, I will probably update the description to have, the Sonic Physics Guide here. Okay. Now we're gonna go to Badniks. Okay. We're looking. Okay. So you see, there is a few different boxes. Grabbing a sip of my water. We're waiting for that to load. Okay. So, GDevelop, we're going to have to do something different for this. So there's multiple collisions going on here. Enemies which do not have a, don't have ground collision, they will not have this yellow box. That's why you see the Chompers and the Buzz Bombers, they don't have that yellow box, but the Crab Meat, for example, does. So, this pink box is their hitbox. The hitbox is what the player will interact with. This will be simple, nothing too hard to do. This pink box, we will create an object and name it, enemy collision. And then we can make one for boss, and we can make one for, hurt stuff. So, we'll do our points. We can probably use, default points instead of having to, mess stuff around. So, we have our collision, and then we'll have our center, and we'll create our hitbox object around that. If the player collides with this pink box, if they're in the roll animation, they will destroy the enemy. If they are not in the roll animation, they will take damage. These red boxes, no matter what, if the player comes to contact with these red boxes, they will take damage. So, hello, Tails Reverie. And that's how some of the stuff here works too. This doesn't have every enemy. And that's fine. And this describes the hitboxes a bit more. So what we're going to do, if we're going to have a moto bug, helps if we have a moto bug graphic. So it's here, You can do whatever, fly around, have fun. But, we don't have any badniks to destroy and save little critters from. So, I have the sprite sheet open. I'm gonna go to New. Put this here. This song, if I know it from the top of my head, this song is called 11 Town. Yes. The reason why I know this song is from the Sonic EYX, that one fan game. And this was like the main theme from that creepypasta. But this song, like Tales Reverie said, is from an old Genesis game called A Shining Force 2. Okay, it was 2. Okay. So, looking at the Motobug, there's a few animations we have. We will make 2 objects. Actually no, we'll make 3 objects. We will have the Motobug itself, its nice, happy old self. We'll have our like hitbox where the player can collide, take damage, stuff like that. And we also have something called general effects, which actually we don't need to have this be specific for player. We can have this be general. And we can have more things in here, not just player-related stuff. And that just saves us on object size. Okay. So, nothing like starting now. File now. Okay, that is... I'm gonna create that there. I'm gonna have sprite, canvas size. I'm gonna change it to 48 by 48. So we just have a box to work with. And we also have like a bit of wiggle room just in case someone to like want to reskin these sprites. For whatever reason. I'm gonna make 4 frames. I'm gonna do edit, flip horizontally. I'm gonna move this fun little Motobug down 1 pixel. I'm gonna go here. Go Shift H. So now, it's chilling there. We go here and do the same with these. Grab them, put them in, and Shift H to flip. I do the same one final time. Shift H. That is D. We want to Shift H. What even is this to a polygon? It's a contour. Oh. Sorry. But now, we got our Motobug. He's moving, he's grooving. Tales Reverie, your game is called a Dream Team Advance. Let's look that up. Dream Team Advance 2019. Would that be correct? No. Let's just, instead of going anywhere we possibly do not want to go to, we'll just head to your account. And yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably being silly. Anyways. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Anyways, back to our fun little motobug. Okay. I'm gonna go save as. I'm gonna go to graphics, objects, badniks. I have moto bug dash. I actually want to see her naming system. Okay. Motobug-1 as PNG files. Wait, before we do that, we want to have our palette in. The Hedgehog platform extension, there's a few versions of it. The one that I'm using is the one that you can find on the GDevelop engine itself. But there is a few other versions of it that exist outside of it. There is a deluxe version, which is more... the GDevelop version is an older version of deluxe, but made and maintained to work with GDevelop itself. And like the GDevelop ecosystem. The DX version is more of like different. It controls differently. It has bugs that the official version does not. But overall, they're both great for like their own thing. Just they don't they're not the exact same. I'm gonna go here, name it motobug-1 the PNG files, save. And close these lives. Okay, I'm glad you're not molding the game. Anyways. We will now be creating a little puffball. And we will do basically the same exact process as the motobug sprites. Autocorrect. It's a fun thing. I have it turned off on most things besides my phone. My hands are really shaky. So I have it turned off on my phone so I can actually, you know, not have typos due to my shakiness. But yeah. We're gonna go here. I'm gonna go 5 PNG files, and hopefully it continues saving from where we have it, and that does. What do you mean by how, Tales Reverie? That's cool. I don't know why I'm launching a preview. We don't have the motobug here. What do you need, Tales Reverie? Oh, autocorrect off. It's all depending on, like, how stable that your hands are and, like, what mode of thing you're using. For the animation, we are going to cross-reference the Sonic 1D comp for PC. Start the game. No save. And what we want to do right now is study a motobug. Get that muddle bug. So he bobs up and down, up and down. You got it, bud. There you go. He bobs up and down, up and down. And then, like, every cycle... Like, it seems like every 2 cycles, he jabs forward. Okay. I've gotten all the characters here on my old iPhone 7. Anyways, now that we know the animation, we're gonna go to Advanced, set our scaling factor. Repeat this one more time. And then have it where the pincers, claws, whatever you want to have it. What do you mean you don't know how to include any other RDSK files? Okay, that seems slightly too fast. There we go. Sorry, my chair is really squeaky. I need to get it replaced sometime soon. Anyways, we got Muddlebug. We're gonna go back to here. Look at that. Radius of 8 and height of 14. We're gonna edit collision mask. Okay. We want to set this to not Y. 24, 24, 24, 24. They have a radius of 14, so we need to add 7. Yeah, it's always nice to, like, make sure everything is right. It is, like, a good step of thumb. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm gonna do 31 here. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. And we'll replace that here. I'm not sure. I'd recommend looking up a tutorial on how to do that. Okay. We don't have a Motobug in here yet, still. Okay. Refreshed on water. What I'm going to do... adjust this level slightly. We have a 4 block tall thing here. I can have a wall up. It just goes up because it wants to go up. You have the end of the loop down, but you need to get that first part done. I wish you the best of that. There's only so much I can do from behind my screen. Okay. So we want to be able to push against this wall. We want to put, can't push the true. So what we're going to do with this Motobug, we're going to do something a bit fun. Okay. I'm gonna go have a few variables. Leftmost point and rightmost point. Max max distance left, and then max distance right. So these two variables right here, instead of having sensors that will just clog up the game scene, we're gonna have it where if your the Motobug's position is equal to, or in case of the left, less than, or in the case of the right, greater than whatever value this is set to, it pauses for a moment, then turns around. Okay. I'm gonna have is moving. We're gonna go here. They move at a speed of 1. So we need our fun little equation. Okay, let's see if I remember it off the top of my head. X equals... X, okay. E equals value. S equals scale. X equals exponent. Value 1, scale 4. Speed should be in 1. Actually, no, we don't need to do that. Downwards. So, this Motobug does not fall. So we can do something simple. To where there's no real, like, physics involved. Okay. Oh, my chair is so loud. I'm sorry. Okay. So, he moves and grooves. We're gonna put a Motobug and grab the Z order of most of our objects. Like 0. I'm gonna grab our Motobug. We love our Motobug friend. I'm gonna grab it 0. This is 0 instead of 7. 5. Okay. Our Motobug's here. I'm gonna face him this way. So basically, for this Motobug, one, we gotta configure a few more variables. Is moving, cooling. Movement, speed, pixels per sec. We're just gonna do px per sec. There we go. And that will be a number, and this will be 4 pixels per second. Okay, showing the Tails Reverie. I plan on doing, once I touch the point on the top half of the loop, I delete the first part and create the last part. Chair is so loud. It is really easy. You don't have to create or delete anything. You want to have 2 sensors. One that tells, hey, the player should be on this layer, and turn off the other layer, and then one that says, hey, you should be on my layer instead that other one, and then turns it on, and turns the other one off. And I don't know how to explain it. I've had an example of it. Poor chair. Okay, we're going to save, and I probably can't show you a little test project I worked on. Should be in archives. Simple Sonic example. Here. It should be this project. It is. Okay. Here's to hoping I have a loop. So, it's not much. It's barely finished. It's really floaty. We don't even roll yet. But see, we got our loop right here. So we go here. We can run. But now we can just run the other way. Helps if I have speed for it. And this is due to there being a few objects. What I usually do in my collision tiles, I have 2 additional versions. One that is red for the front layer, and one that is blue for the back layer. Sorry. And then I have 2 sensors. These sensors, when you hit the one that's red, it turns on the red part of the loop and turns off the blue collision. When you hit the blue, it turns on the blue and turns off the red. And how to do that, go to gameplay events. So basically, it's like, hey, does this animation, does its name contain front or back? Or you could do it be blue or red, however you want to do it. And then, if it checks what current layer you're on, and if you're on the correct layer that's the same as this one, so front for F, it will turn on the behavior, but if you're not, it will turn it off. And the same thing for back. And so that's kind of how you do it. It's a slightly different way than like how others would do it, but that's how I do it. And I just think that is like one of the most simple ways you can do it too. Okay. Let's go say hi to our friendly little Motobug. So he's just vibing. Nothing too much to worry about him. He's having fun. Gotta squeeze down here, grab those rings. I got a text message. It was the Xbox app. Our Motobug, he's chilling. He's got no worries in the world. And now we're going to create. Want to go to Shape Painter. Outline color. We don't want an outline. You're welcome, Tails Reverie. I hope that helps you. Opacity, 155. No anti-aliasing. Enemy. Hitbox. That point is a bit lower. I'm gonna set this to 24 to like 26. There we go. Sorry, my throat's getting really dry. But what I want to do, we have that here. Go for it. Turn that off. Go to Motobug. We'll actually go to each object. For each object, Motobug. We will Alright. Motobug. Point. Center. And have the same for Y. So it creates the object. And then should. What object do we create? Enemy hitbox. Now we want to go to enemy hitbox. We want to rectangle. Want to have it be. Okay. Radius of 20. And a height radius of that. So we want to have it be. Motobug center minus 20 divided by 2, that's 10. And I'm having that there for now. Right, plus that. Actually, go here at times settings. Helps if I spell it right. Settings. Oh, it would be in gameplay, wouldn't it? Gameplay. Scale. There we go. I'm gonna put that here too. And a height radius of 16. We're gonna have this go here. Have it be Y plus 15. This would be when you go up, your speed is subtracted. Okay. So, in theory, this should work. Draw a big pink box. It did not draw a big pink box. We're gonna remove point. We're gonna copy that. And we're gonna go to external event of throwaway. Since we have a lot of things that use points, we're gonna have a throwaway thing. I'm gonna go here. Go search. Point. Search. Place it with nothing. And then center. Place it with nothing. There we go. I'm gonna yoink that back and put it back in here. Okay. And that is... It's not over. It's just a long box. A very, very long box. And we are losing frames as well due to that big box. But second it gets off screen, we're fine. So this box is just a really big box. Or is it because it's being created multiple times? Trigger once. then have this box. Where is position? Okay. Have our position always be motobug X, motobug Y. So, now that it's only drawn once, it now refuses to draw. Okay. Whoops. Oh, I see why. Zero, top, 0, right, 96, 96. Okay. Let's see how this works. Here we go here. Now we got a box. So this box is basically how we wanted it. So we want to have this be center X, and then have this be motobug center Y. And put the same thing here. Now, it should be created based on the center. And now, as we see, it is. You can still touch this thing. Okay. So we want to have this be motobug center X minus 20. So we'll just have that 40 for now. Motobug center X to motobug plus 40. Center Y minus 32. Have this be plus 32. This should create the relative size of the hitbox. It completely killed the game. Okay. Well, it didn't kill the game. It killed that. So it seems like if we reference the motobug at all, it just dies. Because its value is so big. Hello Gunner Cope, and yes, this is, Sonic 1. Right now, I'm working on the motobug. And trying to get its, thing taken care of. Okay. We completely lost the box. 96. 6. 0. 96, 96. Okay. So we go back here. We have our box. if we set this left to -40, we have okay. Our gameplay scale. Alright, just time that's by 2. So radius, I want to times that by 4. So 80. And then set this to +80. That's 90, not 80. And we want to take 16 times that by 4. That is 64. This will be -64, and this will be +64. So now, if we go back to it, the Motobug is now correctly boxed in. He is stuck forever. And yeah, the box size is correct to the sprite. So, his box is there. And it should, like, forever go to him. But this stream has been going on for 2 hours and 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably gonna go and cut off this stream here for tonight. I will be streaming next Saturday, and if it wasn't that next Saturday, it will be next Sunday. But I hope you guys have a good time watching this stream. And I hope if you're watching this while it's uploaded to my channel and not a stream, I hope you enjoy it too. Anyways, I hope you had a good time. Remember to like and subscribe, that helps me out. And share this with your friends. Once we hit 20, I forgot what number I had it. I think it was like 20,000. Once we get 20,000 views on my whole series, we will, I will release the mega file of every single iteration of this stream. But anyways,